Hello, everybody. David Shuster here. The hypocrisy of Donald Trump and MAGA Republicans just got called out by the head of the Catholic Church, the Pope.
Someone who says I'm against abortion but says I'm in favor of the death penalty is not really pro-life. So someone who says that I'm against abortion but I'm in agreement with the inhuman treatment of immigrants who are in the United States, I don't know if that's pro-life.
Pope Leo spoke to reporters just outside of Rome. He was asked about a debate roiling the church in the United States. The Chicago Archdiocese announced that retiring Illinois Senator Dick Durbin was going to receive a Lifetime Achievement Award for his support of immigrants. Durbin, who is a Democrat, is also pro-choice.
So thank you for speaking with us. I just wanted to ask one thing that has become a bit of a divisive subject in the U.S. right now, with Cardinal Cupich giving an award to Senator Durbin. Some people of faith are having a hard time with understanding this because he is or rather, he's for legalized abortion. How would you help people of faith right now decipher that, feel about that, and how do you feel about that?
I'm not terribly familiar with the particular case. I think that it's very important to look at the overall work that a senator has done during, if I'm not mistaken, 40 years of service in the United States Senate. I understand the difficulty and the tensions, but I think, as I myself have spoken in the past, it's important to look at many issues that are related to what is the teaching of the church.
The Pope, in his soft-spoken and matter-of-fact style, then delivered a message about pro-life conservatives that was firm and emphatic.
Someone who says I'm against abortion but says I'm in favor of the death penalty is not really pro-life. So someone who says that I'm against abortion but I'm in agreement with the inhuman treatment of immigrants who are in the United States, I don't know if that's pro-life. So they're very complex issues. I don't know if anyone has all the truth on them, but I would ask first and foremost that there be greater respect for one another and that we search together both as human beings, in that case as American citizens or citizens of the state of Illinois, as well as Catholics, to say we need to really look closely at all of these ethical issues and to find the way forward as church. The church teaching on each one of those issues is very clear.
The statements are eye-catching given that the Trump administration opposes abortion rights and is currently engaged in the biggest migrant deportation campaign in U.S. history. There are several reports of migrants who have died in U.S. custody after being denied basic medical care, and every day it seems ICE agents are using violent force against migrants and their family members. Several prominent Catholics work in the Trump administration. This includes Vice President J.D. Vance, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, White House spokesperson Caroline Leavitt, and Trump's border czar Tom Homan. Of course, their own churches have repeatedly criticized those Trump officials for their religious sanctimony. Still, a rebuke from the Pope is on another level. As of this video, the Trump officials had not responded. Conservative Christian hypocrisy has been around for decades, of course, but given the loud and unvarnished promotion of Christianity from the Trump administration, the contrast between MAGA world and the actual teachings and philosophy of Jesus are stark. The contrast is the subject of a new book that has already made it onto the New York Times bestseller list. It is titled Separation of Church and Hate, A Sane Person's Guide to Taking Back the Bible from Fundamentalists, Fascists, and Flock-Fleecing Frauds. The author is John Fugelsang.
I think millions of people are very tired of seeing Jesus's religion of love and service to the less fortunate being used as cover for meanness. There is no justification in any of Christianity to be cruel to migrants or trans kids or LGBTQ people or people who have had abortions. Jesus was against the death penalty, but we don't hear that too much from some of our friends on the right. Jesus is not against gay people. Folks who claim they follow Leviticus because that says a man with a man's an abomination, well, I guess they don't follow Jesus and his new covenant, where he's very specific about how we're supposed to treat each other. Homophobia is not compatible with the teachings of Jesus. And to see so many Christians calling the migrants at our border illegals, a slur that you never hear used against white lawbreakers, I call them Christian refugees. And I wrote this book for anyone of any faith and any agnostic or atheist and nice conservative Christians who deal with the Christian who thinks that hate is a Christian value.
Fugelsang's book, which relies on scripture, common sense, and humor, has gotten terrific reviews. And the book's message about fanaticism and extremism is resonating with believers and non-believers alike. As Fugelsang notes, most people in any religion have doubts, but fundamentalists have a certainty which can be dangerous.
It's the certainty where things get scary. When you are a person who knows that God likes you better, when you know that you're on the side of God, and we see this with the fundamentalists of every religion. If you believe you're truly on the side of God and you speak for God, then you're going to think anybody who opposes you represents Satan. And when you think in those terms, violence becomes easily excusable. Jesus's movement was about humility, servant leadership, uplifting those less fortunate. He was not about total right-wing domination of the school board.
Back in Illinois, Senator Dick Durbin has chosen to end the controversy over his award by declining it. The news came in a statement by Cardinal Blase Supich, Archbishop of Chicago, on the Keep Hope Alive Award. Quote, Senator Durbin today informed me that he has decided not to receive an award at our Keep Hope Alive celebration. While I'm saddened by this news, I respect his decision. But I want to make clear that the decision to present him an award was specifically in recognition of his singular contribution to immigration reform and his unwavering support of immigrants, which is so needed in our day. The Archbishop is correct. Immigrants in America today need more support, not less. And Senator Durbin has been a champion for them. However, Durbin's selfless decision to ease tensions in the church is instructive. He recognized the complexities of debates and discussions about issues, including life. Sadly, Durbin's sensitivity is not being met these days by Christian conservatives. Their doctrinaire positions on the death penalty and their disregard for church teachings on welcoming strangers and so many other issues is absolute hypocrisy. And now, that Christian conservative hypocrisy is being called out by the Pope, an American Pope. It is remarkable and stunning. And amidst these dark times in U.S. history, regardless of your faith, if you're a person of decency and goodwill, Pope Leo is a beacon of light and hope. By the way, U.S. military generals are slamming Donald Trump's recent speech to U.S. military leaders summoned from around the globe.
When I first started listening to the speech, I found my mouth open. I just couldn't believe some of the things that were being said to this group of individuals who have such experience.
Check out that video at the link below. It generated a lot of comments on YouTube. The most popular include Rob, who wrote, "A draft dodger as Supreme Leader of the U.S. Army? What a joke." And Street Drummer wrote, "4-star generals listening to a 5-star clown." Well said. I look forward to reading your comments about Pope Leo softly but clearly bashing MAGA Christian conservatives for their religious hypocrisy. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.